What's up, you guys, and welcome to the third and final video of the Ford Tri-Power Rebuild series. Today, we're going to go over all the linkages. We're going to get all linkages hooked up, and I'm also going to go over some base adjustments that we can do before they get fired up. And finally, we're going to set it down on the intake. And that's going to be it. We're going to be done with our project here. So let's get to it. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is put on this linkage that basically controls the shaft to the pump diaphragm here. So the screw here has to be like so, and this has to be right on top, just like that. And there is a clearance here of 0.015 of an inch between this bolt and the lever here. So let's do that really quick, and then we're gonna measure it. And before we do the lever, I forgot to mention we need to do the curb idle adjustment first, because it will affect the clearance on the lever there. So on the book it says to screw this in until it contacts the lever here, and then for the front and rear carburetor we're going to do 3/4 of a turn, and on the middle one we're going to do 1 turn to 1.5 turns on the screw here. Of course we're going to eyeball it, and this is just like a base to start out with, but once you get it running, of course you can adjust it yourself. So we're just going to do 3/4 of a turn like so, and that should be it. There you go. So let's put the lever on. Alright guys, everything's all adjusted. Here's my 0.015, and check that out. It's a little bit of resistance, but I was told that you want a little bit of tension on this lever here. That way when you hit the throttle, it'll react immediately. But you're supposed to get the 0.015 while you're wide open throttle. So check that out. This is how I do it. Just hold it there, and there you go. Perfect. 0.015, and that's how you do the adjustment. You could also kind of mess with the arm here. I don't want to do that. I think it's gonna complicate a lot more things. But it gives it that full travel when it's at that spec. So we should be good. All right, so now we're gonna do the base idle mixture screw adjustment, and it's gonna be this one right here. And on the manual it says to do it 3/4 turns outward on the secondary carbs and a full turn on the middle carburetor, which is the primary. So what you want to do is seat the needle here, tighten it until it gets snugged. Don't crank it or else you will damage it, and then just turn it. We're gonna do 3/4, so that should be 3/4 right there. Let's do the other side. So 3/4 upward. And there you go. That's it for this one. Let's move on to the next. thing. And of course, this is just like a base adjustment. Once you get them running, you can start to mess with it and see which one works best. So this one's all done. It looks like the linkage is on this one. Now I'm going to do the rest of them. But pretty much I'm going to do the same thing on the other two carbs. So this is the primary carburetor. This is what pretty much the whole car runs on the whole time. And there's a lot of linkages that hook up on this side right here. So I just want to show you guys that really quick. I spent a couple hours right now working on this. Looks like a choke assembly. And mine was completely frozen. It didn't want to budge. So just make sure that this moves freely like so. Check that out. It works pretty much perfect now. And there's a spring right there. So just make sure that it, everything works like it's supposed to. Check that out. And this is going to be connected to this part right here that connects to the choke cable if you're going to run a choke cable. And it's going to go like so. Let me see if I can put this on like that. Check that out. So when you pull this right here, this lever, it'll pull this up. See if I can show you guys here. You see that? And that's what's going to keep that top plate wide open. So there you go. It's pretty cool little design. I didn't know about it until I took everything apart and saw how it worked. So pretty cool. Let's put this on and let's get this done. The choke is all done. Check that out. Works perfect. I thought about going electric choke on here, but I don't want to overcomplicate things, and just having this manual choke cable looks pretty simple. It's already working pretty good, so less things to worry about. I forgot to mention the fast idle adjustment that goes right here. So we're gonna put that on really quick, and that should be it. We should be done with the carburetors. So let's get to it. So I just put the fast idle adjustment on. There's really nothing, no really information on how to set the fast idle in the book or on that PDF. But my understanding is that when the plate is closed, you want this to be a little bit open on the bottom. That way it can idle. And then once you're fully open, it's gonna close the butterflies down here a bit. That way when you hit the throttle, they open up all the way. So that's my understanding. If you guys have any comments on that, any tips, comment on the video. I could always adjust this later on, but we're all done with all the carbs. They're all adjusted. The idle fuel mixture is all good, and it's time to finally set it on the intake. Check that out. Oh my god, it looks so insane. That is crazy. Wow. I put 3 1-inch phenolic spacers on the bottom to try to protect it from the heat of the intake. But this thing is coming together, guys. I have the linkages for all these, so let's get these triplets hooked up so they can start playing together and in sync. So let's do it. Linkage is all hooked up. I kind of had to play around with the linkages here and the length. You just want to make sure that when the middle one is wide open throttle, that the rest of these are wide open throttle. So you just want to make sure everything opens up smoothly, like so, and everything returns back like it's supposed to. Check that out. So let's just get the fuel lines hooked up with the fuel log and the final step with the air cleaner. Let's do it. Let's finish this. All right, here it is, completed. The Ford FE tri-power setup. That is so cool. Check that out. Took me quite some time to complete this project. As I said in the first video of the series, I've never rebuilt a carburetor before, so you can imagine rebuilding 3 of these was a pretty big learning curve, but pretty happy of the outcome, happy how everything turned out. I just got the air filter, and I didn't think it was going to be this massive, but that's really cool. I still have a couple of things I want to do to it. I want to change this into a stainless steel tube, and some of these fittings I want to get them replaced. But overall, happy how everything turned out. Hard to believe I bought this for $400, and it was in pretty rough shape, but we made it happen, and now it's working as it should. Next time you guys see this, it'll be me setting it on top of that 428. But I just want to thank you guys for watching and for commenting and giving me tips. I really appreciate it. I love hearing about you guys' old Fords that you guys used to have. And yeah, as always, if you guys have any questions, please comment on the video. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching.